Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the P.O.P, where we value progression over perfection.
And Mama, I love you. P.O.P, all the time.
I'm your host, Chan. This is the first one, 2024. I'm over here trying to come up with something real formal. Well, this ain't really nothing formal. We just having a conversation. I got my boy, Ty.
Hey everybody, Tykwaan, Bryant, from Atlanta, Georgia.
ATL.
Atlanta, Georgia. Born in Savannah, grew up in Atlanta, so spent a lot of time there. And yeah, here with my boy Chan.
Yes, sir.
Blessed to be the first one on P.O.P. Hopefully not the last, but let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So Georgia, why Charlotte, man? You said Atlanta, Savannah. Like what? Tell me how that, like what?
So being born in Savannah, Savannah's cool, it's a very touristy city, ain't much out there though.
Right.
So of course when I moved to Atlanta, I was starstruck. I was like 12, 13.
Oh, so you're from Savannah?
Yeah, I was born in Savannah. I moved to Atlanta when I was 12.
Okay.
From 12 to 23 was Atlanta. So like that's pretty much all I know as a teenager and adult. So that's what most of my roots are, friends,
Right.
family that I made, my foundation. And of course, where I was born in Savannah, but I planted my roots in Atlanta. So, Atlanta, man, I just watched it become, it's kind of funny enough, watching it become what Charlotte's trying to be. Just a big, big hub.
Right.
City. And like when I finished college, I was like,
You went to college out in Atlanta too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I spent all my time out there. So Morehouse, then Georgia State. And I was just like, bruh, I gotta get something different. Something gotta give. And luckily enough, I had traveled a little bit with basketball, so I got to see some other cities. And Charlotte was like, okay, it's cool. And I came down here looking at apartments, and I was like, yeah, I'm sold. I can do this. This is different.
Right.
You can pick your pace. So that's what kind of brought me here.
So you said Morehouse. So did you go to Morehouse right out of high school?
Yeah, so Morehouse is right straight out of high school.
How was that? Like, is it like what they be showing on TV and all that? Like, I don't know too much about Morehouse. I just what I see on TV and what I hear is all male, right?
Yeah, completely male school, but we got one up, man. Like you gotta think, Morehouse, I think student body is maybe 4,000. Not everybody live on campus,
right?
But you got Spelman right there, which is all girls, so it just basically evens out of each other. And then you got Clark right there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Clark is predominantly a women's school, but even though it's co-ed, so men and women to go there. But I think it's like, since I've been there, it might be more now, but it was always like 60-40. So like 60% women, 40% guys. So the whole AUC is on one huge campus. So you got Morehouse, you got Spelman and Clark, separated by a few distances of walking, but you never really feel the all boys school unless you really want to feel it.
The suits and all that.
All right, so the suit thing, they be gassing that.
Okay.
Only business majors be wearing suits all the time. Now, if you major in business at Morehouse, you gonna have on a suit at least once a week.
So no, just a business major wears a suit.
Yeah, like
but
we have certain events,
right,
that where everybody dresses up, stuff like that. But other than that, you're not required to wear no suit every day. No.
So what? You can wear anything you want through the week.
Yeah.
Okay, just like a regular college at that point.
Yeah, it's a regular college. The only thing that's different, and if you went to HBC, you probably see it. Like they control like visitation and stuff like that. You know how like
all 4 years.
If you stay on campus for the most part, your first 2 years, like 6 p.m. to 11:59 is your guest hours. Ain't no overnights, ain't none of that. Like they used to control all that.
Right. Okay.
It was crazy adjusting to that. Like I'm thinking I'm finna come to college and just kind of vibe out,
right,
a little space.
Exactly. Dang.
Nah, and you don't get that till like November, December. So like your first 2-3 months, you ain't even having nobody over.
Dang. Solitude.
Yeah.
Was you hooping at Morehouse?
Yeah. So when I first got there, I was playing basketball, so I didn't really have too much time for anything. Conditioning had started as soon as I got there. You know how that Georgia heat get.
Yeah.
So we just working, man. It was just consistent work, and then basketball came with like its perks. So I was able to like slip to do some cracks, breaking through rules here and there, especially on the visitation side. That got old very quickly.
Right.
But yeah.
How was that transition from Morehouse? So you go from high school, Morehouse, to Clark Atlanta, right? Or Georgia State. How was that?
The transition was smooth.
Was that something you wanted to do, or is it just kind of?
It was more of, man, I just felt washed, bro. Like when I got my 2 years at Morehouse, I was an engineering major. So
Sheesh.
when I wasn't in the gym, I was just on the computer doing some damn math or some shit like
AutoCAD, all that probably.
Yeah, like I was burning out. And then I didn't take the time to be like, all right, let me chill out, let me rest.
Right.
I'm gonna hit the scene. I want to be in the scene. That's just what I want to do. So,
Downtown Atlanta.
yeah, like I'm at the college parties. I'm from Atlanta, so
Right,
I'm at
so
the Atlanta shit too.
Yeah.
On the weekends and the weekdays. If it's a kickback, somebody in town, some of my people back from school. It's always something to do. So I didn't really allot time for myself the first year. But then basketball started taking over more and more time.
Right.
I was blessed to be good at the game. I was around a lot of guys who, I got guys who play professionally then. I had mentors who played professionally. And I was just gradually trying to become a pro. And I became that pro schedule, and it burnt me out. It just burnt me out very quickly. And a lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of those guys who are professional basketball players, their mental is so strong, and of course I had outside factors outside of that, trying to take care of things and, also adjust to being an engineering major in school. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it was tough. But yeah, man, it burnt me out very quickly. In the gym 3 times a day, working, then leaving that, doing homework, schoolwork, and then I'm in the next class like this, sleep, because I had a 6 a.m. practice. So that regimen got old quick, and then I was just like, man, I didn't love it no more. It became a job.
Basketball.
Oh
wow, okay.
I had lost my passion for it.
Yeah.
It was to the point, man, I was in the gym just working.
It's just like another thing.
Yeah, just going through the motions, all right, and then it started affecting my playing time and other stuff because the coach side I wasn't there.
Yeah, you wasn't all the way in.
I wasn't all the way there, and then I just kind of took a step back from it, and then I wanted to pick it back up, and I got to Georgia State, started doing workouts, started practicing, was on the team, of course, walk on at the time.
Okay, walked on, all right.
Yeah. It just didn't feel the same, man. So
ever since the Morehouse kind of
I was like, all right, and I kind of just was like, all right, let me find my next little. I took time off from school, and I was like, all right, let me find my lane. What's my passion?
Yeah.
What do I want to do? What do I like to do? How can I create that and separate that and make money at the same time? And I kind of came to the conclusion of I don't like my passions and money to correlate.
Right, you just wanted to be your fun is fun, your passion is passion, like everything's in its own bucket.
Yeah, exactly, everything in its own bucket. So took a semester off from school, came back, went to state, and finished with a cybersecurity degree.
Dang, so high school, did you go in, you wanted to be engineering, or you just, so.
Wanted to be a computer engineering major. I hated it.
That math crazy.
But it wasn't even the math.
Oh, okay.
It just was the more I engulfed myself in what computer engineering was, and in most cases, being a computer engineering major, you're probably gonna end up doing something along the lines of software engineering or something like that.
Right.
Or, IT administrative, something, that particular network. But it wasn't fun to me. I didn't enjoy it, I didn't want to build all the damn time. And that got old very easily, writing scripts and building shit out. And I was just like, mm-mm. But then stumbled upon this guy who's in cybersecurity, and he just showed me all the different facets of it. Tay Lambo. He's actually a director at a company called eFortress that he started.
Okay, nice.
He does a lot of stuff in I guess you could say the compliance, governance, security.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Auditing and all that.
And yeah, man, I was just like, it's something different. I could do that. So
yeah.
Why not? And I started researching more, and I started falling in love with cybersecurity attacks. I thought that shit was so cool.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody coming in an email,
trying to get some
whole company down, just one email. So And I understood the back end of it because, you know, the computer engineering degree, of course, I understood the code and stuff like that. So, yeah, just kind of what I grabbed. And
Felt like a good step in the right direction when you chose that. That's crazy because I initially, like, and a lot of people don't know this, but I originally, I went to the Citadel right out of high school, business major. I was like, I just hear everybody, what you major in? Business. What you gonna do with it? I'm gonna own my business. I'm gonna own a business. And so it's just crazy when you say you switched your major, because I transferred to USC, business. My mom's like, you sure you wanna do business? What you gonna do with business? I was like, I'm gonna own my own business. I'm good at math. Nah, that accounting took me out, bro. So I ended up switching it to IT. So I was just curious to see how yours was switched, because again, I think a lot of people, we think that we have to start college in this one way and then we have to finish it in that same major, or it's all a waste of time. Personally, I think you have to understand, like, once you get to a certain point, it might seem like, you're gonna waste a lot of money or a lot of time because you done took all these classes. And I think it's good that either you're gonna take a break and figure out what you wanna do, or understand that maybe what you wanna do, like in your case, the engineering wasn't really a passion. It was like, it's okay, like it's really not what you want.
Of course, at the end of the day, I thought that shit gonna make me a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what people do, like, and that's fair.
Yeah, and I mean, work is work. Like, you can, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with your passion being your job, but for me, like, I just like to be able to have that separation. Like, I get off work, like, and don't get me wrong, I love what I do, but it's not necessarily a passion every day.
Right.
So, you know, being able to have that separation is real. Like, even you talking about taking a break, like, a lot of people be scared of a break. Like, slow down, like, bro, like, you know, it only gets harder to slow down. And college is one of those only places where you can realize, just say, all right, I don't know what the hell I got going on right now. Let me just figure it out. You can always go back to school. People in their 80s
can go back to school. That's why I always be telling people. People think I'm this age, I'm that age. I already got to have my life figured out. You always hear these people that, I think I was listening to something the other day where this lady was like, she had been a nurse or a doctor for 20 something years. And now she's like, I want to become an artist. Like, she wants to paint. She's like, that's always been my passion. No, it wasn't painting. It was playing instruments. She wanted to be a musician. She was just like, I'll feel regret if I stop being a nurse and do that. And they're just like, you've been doing your career for 20 plus years. You done saved up money. You at the top of your profession. You could slowly stop being a nurse. You can do a part-time, then start going to be that musician or wherever you want to do. I think it's you just have to figure out, like, only time is gonna keep on moving. If you want to try something, at least dip your foot in it, and that's it. Like,
I learned at a very young age, you have an expiration date on your life. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
Growing up, I lost a lot of people, even through getting into college and stuff like that. So my turning point for myself was like losing my uncle.
Okay.
I lost my uncle right at this. A lot of people don't know this. I lost my uncle after signing my scholarship.
Oh, dang. Tomorrow's okay.
So, like, the tattoo across my chest and everything is like a story to him. And I was just talking about this with my cousin. It's like, man, you don't know when you're gonna go.
You
like,
don't.
It was the 2016, the January 2nd. We into the new year, and like, he was just gone. So it's just like,
it's crazy.
Dip your toe and do whatever it is you want to do, because like, it's on you at the end of the day. I mean, you don't want to be on your deathbed or your last day and you got regrets. I mean, we all gonna have regrets. We all gonna have things that we wish we did.
I should have did this. Should have done it. Yeah.
But those big milestones and those things that you think about every day, then they just cross your mind and you're just like, man, what is it? And you gotta try to bring those things to life. And the worst you can do is fail. If you fail, at least you try.
At least you can say you tried, because that's all it takes is to try.
Facts.
So, speeding up, we're going from Morehouse, Georgia State. You graduate Georgia State with a cybersecurity degree. You come to Charlotte. You move to Charlotte. is it what you thought it was gonna be? Is it kind of, give me that like first initial week you get here.
Man, so
I'm from Atlanta, bro. I'm from Twin. What's up?
So
Like,
first time getting here, I really thought there was going to be a lot more Atlanta here,
okay.
because it's so close.
Mm-hmm.
But it was ignorant of me to kind of think about that. It's like, oh yeah, everybody from Atlanta popping over here. When Atlanta is in the same boat as Charlotte, all the people from up north are coming here, and then Charlotte is the main city for North Carolina,
True.
South Carolina,
The big city,
so
yeah.
like, yeah. So it's the so like how niggas be coming from Savannah, Columbus, Georgia, all that stuff.
Right.
Athens, they move to Atlanta.
To Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah, the same way everybody from like Columbia, South Carolina, Fort Mill, all these other little small towns in South Carolina, North Carolina, Gastonia, they pull up here.
Yep.
Greenville, Greensboro,
Yep.
all that. So that's when I first got here. I was just hearing all these, North Carolina cities, all these South Carolina cities. I'm like, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about where you from, bro. I just know I'm from the South. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. And it was cool, man. Like, one of the things I appreciate about Charlotte, which will be going in like 2 years, is being able to pick your pace.
Okay.
You can come here and pick your pace. And what I mean by that is like, however you want to move as far as like the nightlife, work life, there is some form of opportunity at that particular pace.
Okay. I can see that.
But I do see, because I've been here 2 years, how that will be gone. It is going to be just like Atlanta. Extremely fast paced, traffic.
Yeah, traffic getting crazy.
Gotta be very intentional with everything you do.
Gotta move, yeah.
Not right now, Charlotte, you can kind of just, like we be out, we'll go out and we'll go to one spot, and 5 minutes later we had another
Yeah, you could
spot.
just, it's easy to move.
Yeah, it's easy to move, but I don't think that'll be the case real soon.
Yeah.
Just with any big city, and it's up and coming.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, and everybody moving here. More and more people talking about, oh, I love Charlotte, I want to be here.
Yeah.
So,
They say like it already like on that Atlanta and then that Houston, the big cities. Obviously, we ain't gonna be like the Vegases and like the California, the West Coast, those areas, because we're just built different. But it's just like the DCs and stuff. Like we're gonna get there.
Charlotte's already more expensive to live in than Houston.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. A lot of people don't think that. They come here and they're like probably look at thinking like old Charlotte, like from back back when. But I done seen it grown like.
Bro, 4-bedroom in Houston, man. And I'm big into real estate, so I always be looking like 4-bedroom in Houston, 350.
Oh yeah, bro. I be thinking about that all the time. Get that mansion, boy.
get that little 5-bedroom and be
Easy.
in Houston, bro.
Easy.
Shit, I was looking the other day. There's 2 bedrooms going for $350.
That's what I'm saying. And people buying.
Yeah, the condo in the city just sold for $400,000 over here in Dilworth, right above Trader Joe's.
Yep.
Like.
And it's only gonna get that way because people buying it, right? Like until it gets to a point where nothing else is going to sell, it's just like I feel like it's just gonna continue just to keep going up.
Yeah.
So.
It's getting a little stale right now, which is good for people who trying to actually like get a house that they can stay in.
Right.
It's getting a little stale right now. Interest rates, of course, supposed to go down this year, so
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what that look like. But yeah, man, Charlotte, when I got here, it's just been. I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying the city, the people, the lifestyle, and of course, like being blessed to be where I am and work and life. So I've been able to, move around.
Yeah, make something for yourself out here.
You know.
So I see you mentioning about work and stuff like that. You want to tell kind of a little high level about what you're doing now, like what your cybersecurity degree and stuff like that. Like how was it kind of finding a job here? Was it difficult? Like I guess kind of give like your professional background like in tech.
Yeah, so man, it goes way back. So the reason I am here is because of the job I got.
Okay.
But yeah, in college, man, my first official like college job was IT support for the nursing college. We just image computers all day.
Workstation support, stuff like that, elevated help desk basically.
We really didn't do no help desk stuff. We really just imaged all the computers at the nursing school, made sure they have laptops, and whenever like somebody had a big meeting and they needed like
set this stuff up.
Yeah, set up the monitors.
Gotcha.
Like that. We're a very simple job, just getting you ready for what IT support is. When you know, at a corporation of any particular capacity, that's all you go do all day is image computers, make sure they're good, run the software that needs to be done, that type of stuff.
Exactly.
I actually ended up getting a job in the scholarship office. I felt like it was a good.
Doing the same thing?
Nah, just working in the scholarship office.
Oh, okay.
Scholarships. It's always been a passion of mine to help people. So like I found that kind of the middle ground for me.
So that workstation job segued into the scholarship?
Yeah, so like I just kind of moved over. That job was the IT job, the nursing college job was born.
I got you. So you at the scholarship office. How long was you at the nursing before you got a scholarship?
Like 6 months.
Okay.
Friend of mine, I used to go in there all the time, so I knew the lady who was there. I was like, "Oh, y'all hiring?" She was like, "Yeah." So came in there, made it work every day.
Okay.
And then I ended up meeting, you know, through IT classes, one of these guys at Georgia Pacific, and became like a intern project manager. So I did a scholarship office and the intern job, and I basically just helped this project of working with like LiDAR, 3D modeling.
Okay. That sound dope.
Yeah, it was actually super dope. I actually learned a lot about Matterport, all that technology, you know, just how XYZ planes and how these cameras can create like 3D models and like
snap,
like photo stitching.
High tech stuff.
So it was super dope, but it wasn't what I wanted to do, and you know that particular job I wasn't really a fan of the people.
Okay.
So that segued, you know, just having those things on my resume, just constantly throwing that on there. Now I'm at like my end of junior year, going into senior year.
Now you're at Georgia State.
Yeah, I'm at Georgia State. Okay. So yeah, all this is at Georgia State.
Okay.
I couldn't have no job.
Yeah, you was going through it at Morehouse.
I ain't have no job.
Okay, all right, bet.
But that stipend and scholarship paying for everything that.
Right.
So yeah, once I got to Georgia State, I was like, all right, I need bread. You know, kind of how I got to move.
Mm-hmm.
And segue into that, my senior year, I was like, I already had seen what the job market was, because I was an econ minor, so I took a lot of econ classes.
Dang, okay.
So like we'll talk about, you know, trends in the market, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just noticed how, you know, that big unemployment spike, like what was that, like 2015, 2016?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, not 2015, 2016, but like 2019, 2020.
Okay. We talking about when they started hiring a lot of people?
Yeah, like right before, like, so I graduated in the midst of COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, so like all that was going on. People, you know, a lot of businesses were hurting, like that fresh COVID.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So yeah, people were losing jobs left and right.
Yeah, so they was hopping or whatever, trying to go everywhere.
Exactly. So I was like, man, I need to find somewhere to apply to.
Right.
So I just started applying, man, and I wasn't getting
no calls,
no hits, boy. I wasn't even getting interviews, man. And I'm talking about, I had a resume, bro. Like, not saying that it was the best, but like I had.
It was you put time in that resume, like you was trying.
I
Yeah.
had mad experience.
Yeah.
Different stuff. So, man, one day I got a recruiter hit me up from Microsoft and was like, "Yo, you know."
Had you already graduated this time, or you was about to graduate?
Nah, I was about to graduate.
Okay.
I was still maybe like 5 months before graduation.
So you was already applying to get that lined up.
Like I was trying to get it lined up, bro. I was not trying to spend that little summer or springtime
looking around, looking crazy.
Man, I was not trying to go into the new year looking around. So they hit me, and I was like, man, this is some bullshit. Microsoft don't want me.
You remember applying for Microsoft?
Bro, I never applied.
Oh, okay.
So that's what made it even weirder.
Oh, snap.
I was like, it was just certain companies I was like, them niggas ain't.
Yeah, like this. So when you was applying, like, what was you like looking for? Like, what was you applying for?
I was looking for mid-tier businesses. I wanted mid-tier businesses so I could come in and get like I guess you could say, more important or bigger.
Yeah.
So like smaller companies, local companies.
So you was trying to go local at the time?
Yeah, local at the time. And then stuff that I already had been to. So like Georgia Pacific, worked at Comcast, applied at Georgia State. Where else I applied? I had some time at Accenture. We had like a school competition there for.
Okay.
They had like this, basically like this competition where they selected 4 students from a whole bunch of different schools, and we like competed for innovation. It's like competed to create the best innovation plan. So I had stuff there, so I had applied there.
But nonetheless, nothing huge, nothing like Microsoft level.
Yeah.
So you're wondering like why they hitting you up, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So like I was just throwing stuff out there, but like a Microsoft, Amazon, Google.
The tech hubs.
Yeah, I wouldn't send no application to the tech hubs. That
Okay.
just wasn't what it was. Yeah.
All right. So the recruiter hit you up from Microsoft.
And I just
Email, called. How did that happen?
LinkedIn, man.
So they messaged you.
Yeah, message, send me a LinkedIn. Was like, hey, apply for this. I was like, man,
Yeah, because you already know how they be like, hi, I'd like some time to talk to you.
yeah, like, man, that's something you fishing.
Yeah, exactly.
You want some
Give me a social.
Yeah, like, I'm good.
Mother's maiden name.
I ignored it, man. I'm talking about laughing at the message, like, man, guess who tried to get my information? Somebody talking about they from Microsoft.
You didn't click on their page. You kind of.
I looked at the page, but I couldn't really confirm it. And again, I'm just thinking about how random it is. So,
Because you didn't apply. You're wondering
like,
what.
you know, my mind, I'm already like, man, who?
Right. What you want?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Gotcha.
But like a month later, bro, he doubled down. He was like, yo, like, I don't know if you saw my first.
He said, I seen you and I want you.
Like, I need you. Hey, let me know when you apply. I said, all right, let me see what's going on.
Right.
So, ran it in a safe browser. It was the real
Took you to the Microsoft?
Careers.
Okay.
Yeah, took me right to Microsoft Careers. I applied.
What was the job for?
A custom engineer. So
Okay.
My original role was just similar to what I do now. Custom engineer, basically, you come in, you learn about whatever particular products, wherever side you're coming in. So email, security. I came in on the security side. You learn about those products, and you help customers.
To help the customer with their solution, yeah.
Build their product solution out on that product, help them understand it, teach them how to use it, do's and don'ts, you know, kind of that whole zero trust kind of top to bottom thing. So I applied, went through 3 rounds of interviews.
How was that? You applied, how long before you got that? And what, this is 2020? This is 2020 right now?
Yeah, so like I graduated 2020. Yeah, so I was applying 2019. So I think I started 2021.
Was it a long process where you just applied and you were like, you forgot about it when someone hit you back? Or was it short enough where it was like, all right, bet, like, let's get this thing rolling?
They were pretty quick about like each particular round, but before, like when I initially applied, it took a while for that process to start. But after that process,
Was you discouraged? Like, I ain't gonna hear nothing back, or you just kind of like, why buddy hit me up if they're gonna take this long?
man, I was discouraged altogether, bro.
Yeah, because you probably sorry to inform you.
I was sending in 10 applications a day, like
Eating.
talking about 5 quick applies, 5 full applications. So like that whole process was just like annoying, bro. Like I was done. I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna just take some time away, like.
Ain't nothing worse than when the quick applies. That's easy. Well, when they want you to put your resume and the cover letter.
I'm like, bro.
May we contact your last employer? No, bro.
No, leave that alone, man. Maybe I'm not on good terms with them.
Right.
But yeah, I was discouraged altogether, bro. Like, I just was like, all right, this is crazy. Like, I'm burnt. Like, I'm burnt out from sending applications. I'm like typing. At this point, my resume is photographed in my mind.
So you already know.
So I'm on there, like just inputting everything without having to look at anything because I didn't apply to so many applications.
Yeah.
So yeah, but once the process started, man, it moved by really fast. Phone interview. Then I got into another interview with I guess like a hiring manager or something. That was the second round. And third round, I actually interviewed with 3 different people because when you applied, it was through a program with Microsoft to kind of like place, like for graduates to kind of place you in a particular sector. So I interviewed with like a guy who ran consulting, a guy who ran engineers, and another guy who did like, I don't know, like business.
So none of them was the security people.
No.
Okay.
So like they were overall people, like they were managers of
Their specific,
particular
yeah.
sector. Yeah. So once I came in, And they're like, yeah, you got a security background, boom, here you go, this is what you're gonna do, this is how we're gonna do it. And then I kind of segue into that to kind of being an architect now, which is more of like a little bit more of the kind of like building out their stuff and kind of moving stuff along within Microsoft. So like making sure, oh, somebody has a gap in the product, we can come together to kind of build out the best way we can kind of bridge that gap for them, stuff like that.
So you got in Microsoft. That's the biggest company you ever worked for.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So how was that coming from, working your jobs throughout college, your internships or whatever you had during the college that you put on your resume to go into Microsoft? Do you go into the office? Are you remote? Like how's your work? Like how's that?
So I'm remote, thank God. But like overall, it's just crazy, man. Like the name Microsoft just
It holds weight. It holds weight.
And it's funny enough, like I always used to say I want my job to make my real life easier. Which it
Facts.
does. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just certain stuff that it helps with. Tore my ACL 2 years ago.
Sheesh.
So like, well, a year, yeah, 2 years ago.
Time flying.
Yeah, technically 2 years because 2024, but I tore it in 2022.
Okay.
And like, bro, just the amount of resources I had in my grasp because of Microsoft and of course the insurance and stuff like that, it just kind of,
Blessing.
yeah, I was able to just kind of let stuff kind of float around and get stuff done and take time away from everything. And so, yeah, man, it's crazy. Like I say, I mean, it's a blessing to be here, and with anything to even have a job, period.
Period. Especially in this time. That's crazy. Yeah.
Bro, I know people searching with better credentials than me and can't find anything.
Nothing.
So like, yeah, man, it just opened so many doors and it just holds weight. It's different from a lot of organizations.
For sure. Now I know you being in tech, I know I'm in tech as well. I get this all the time. I know you probably get it too. Someone done seen some video on TikTok, Instagram of day in the life as a software engineer at Meta, at Facebook, at Google, and they look like they have the most lavish life in the world. They don't work but 1 hour a day. They can trip anywhere they want to go, unlimited PTO, unlimited sick time, Like, I do one code a day, it's good. My manager's 20 years old. This like lavish lifestyle. Someone probably asks you, hey man, I'm trying to get in tech, man. How I get in tech? How do I do this? How do I do that? What do I need to do? Like what kind of advice would you give them? What would you tell them?
Honestly, so one, I hate that question, but I love the question. Like, I hate it because like, if you at ground zero, don't be coming asking me about how do I get into tech. If you ain't done no research,
None.
like if you ain't looked at nothing, then I feel like you're not serious. Like it can, and also there's the sentiment behind the question. You can just be having a conversation like, yo man, if I was interested in tech, how would I go about that? That's different from like directly coming to me and being like, how do I get into tech? Like,
So that's all the time. I get people. I'm a teacher, or I do this, I do that. How do I get in tech?
It also comes down to like, it's flattering, but it's also not flattering because like, okay, I'm that cool to where you feel like you can ask me that, but it's also like,
Cause you there.
yeah, but it's also like, dude, do you know how much work was put in to be here?
They see you here. I want to get
Yeah,
there.
they're like, oh, Jan there.
Ty at Microsoft.
Ty at Microsoft. I could be at Microsoft.
Oh
Ty
yeah.
at Microsoft.
We both from Atlanta. We both from Georgia.
But it's like, bro, it's so much more than that. But my advice in general is tech is or just a word, man. There's so much you can do. Engineering,
Large. They think. Yeah, so much.
Like you can be a part of tech in so many different ways. Program managers, analysts, innovation. Like what is it that you want to do in tech? And that's what I always tell people. If anybody asks me what they like, if you ask me how do I get into cybersecurity, okay. How do I get into project management? Okay. How do I get into IT sales? Whatever it may be, that's different from asking me how I get into tech.
Like tech is just this. It's like when you tell somebody you work at tech, they have this that TikTok I was just talking about. Like, oh, I can get off whenever, I can go whenever. But then they don't know what the work is. They just know I work in tech.
Bro, like, especially when I tell people I work from home, like, you know, I coach. So I coach 7th grade. And, like, when I be telling other coaches, like, yeah, I'm going to be late. I got a little bit of work to finish up. You know, like, I can feel, like, a little sentiment there. Like, man, you work from home.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I got 7 meetings. I'm talking to mad people. And, you know, work can be strenuous in all different type of ways. You know, not just the physical, you know, the mental is also, your brain controls everything. So, you know, if that's burnt out, everything else done too.
Done.
So, you know, I hate when I say that, and like, you know, of course, those day in the life folks be like, oh man, it's smooth, it's simple. Like, yeah, they probably just showing you they ain't on no projects, they ain't got nothing going on this week.
Just like anything in social media, I'm showing you the highlights.
The highlights.
The high levels.
They ain't showing you them up at 8 p.m.
When something break or whatever, like all hands, everybody, we need all hands.
Saturdays.
Working Saturdays is, if you on call, that you know, that's another part of tech, that the not glorious part that people don't want to talk about.
Yeah,
like
the annoying, this could have been an email meeting, but that meeting was an hour and a half. Like, it's.
And I think it's like, it's people too, right? When I say the people, just like any job, any tech job can suck if you don't have the right manager. It can suck if you don't have the right people that you work with. It can suck if you, whatever the case is. And the same thing on the flip side. If you got a good manager, but the job sucks, you don't want to do that. Yeah, it's like, well, I like my manager, he cool, or he or she's cool. Like, it's dope. I get paid well. And I think it's also hard when, like, the days in the lives and like the TikToks and stuff say, oh, I get $500,000 a year for salary working as this, and I you know, I'm in da-da-da. You know, it'd be crazy now. Yeah. I'm 20 years old. I work as a software engineer at Google. I make $250,000 a year. With 1 year of experience. And so you got Joe Blow over here, look at the video. Oh, hell, well, I know how to click on Microsoft Word. I know how to do these small things. All I got, take me a little boot camp class, I'm gonna make me $250,000.
But that's where it's kind of interesting. That could have been like, not to say it's not still possible. The boot camps and all the classes and stuff like that, even just getting certifications, it used to be like the segue. Like when I was in college,
that was the sauce.
Yeah, that was the sauce. Like that 2016 and like 2020, that was the sauce. Excuse me. Get the certifications, get that particular level of content, be able to do that. Oh, you can do this, boom, you can have a job. Nowadays, bro,
everybody got that.
Man, look, bro, and just for context, everybody got certifications.
Everybody.
It's 13-year-old kids with certifications who's still in high school.
Yeah, high school. How you know how they have the career paths and stuff like barbering? They have the tech now. Where you out of 8th grade, you got Sec Plus.
Yeah, like you learning that stuff. Like, so that isn't like it's experience. Of course, nowadays they don't care about school. They want to know how much experience do you have.
But then it's like this double-edged sword, right? It's like you got the certs, but I need you to have the experience. How you get the experience if I can't get hired?
It is the most double-edged sword that doesn't make sense to me. It never will. And yeah, man, look, don't quote me, but quote me, lie. Create a resume that you can actually fulfill. But sometimes if you gotta bridge a gap.
Now I'll go out what he say. Yeah, you need to lie, but also when you lie, to make sure that you can speak on that lie. Don't say you can. Exactly. Don't say you know a certain language, like you know SQL or you know Java, and they ask you a Java question, and you can't answer the question. You can't answer something simple. Like if you're gonna lie and say you know something, at least have some type of high level knowledge on it. So when they do ask you, you're not looking crazy.
Exactly. And don't be out here talking about you was a manager at Google. You used to build.
Don't care.
At Apple, like. Oh, I've seen some crazy resumes, but yeah, man, like create a resume and take the time to like, you know, talk about those things. Look at those, you know, one of the things that used to help me was when they have those qualifications and responsibilities, put those words in your resume.
ChatGPT, boy.
Yeah, and I know, that's a qualm of mine, like, AI is only going to make jobs get harder.
Because they got to the point now where they don't have. I got HR friends. They be telling me this. Like, they have to take a posting down because they get too many people that apply.
Yeah.
Like, they get 1,000 people apply in literally a day. Mm-hmm. So they have to rely on AI now. Like, they're already parsing through everything. Keyword. If your resume don't have them keywords, you're not even getting the sorry to inform you email anymore.
Yeah, you're not even getting a real person to look at you. But also with that is everybody using AI to make So like it's just constant rinse and repeat. So I don't know where we're headed in that particular market with applying for jobs or how that's going to be looked at, or do we just go back to humans looking at it all day. But I think it will be like, of course, there's going to be two softwares. The software that runs your resume through to make sure you got the qualifications, and then another one is like, is this all AI?
It's scary. It's going to be scary hours here in the next few years. It's already kind of scary, but
look at school. Schools are struggling. Colleges and universities are struggling right now. Because that's all. It's all software. Like AI is something that takes. AI has been around for 10 years, maybe like 10 years of just constantly learning artificial intelligence to be able to have this kind of thing. What we have today. So like trying to counteract that in a year or two with something that can identify what's AI and what's not, it's hard. So like a lot of universities are struggling with plagiarism, cheating on tests and all that stuff. Shoot, when I was in college, it was just Quizlet. You can take a picture of your test.
They give you the answer. Yeah, and then somebody gonna answer it for you. Yeah. That Course Hero now people.
Hey, Course Hero, checked.
Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Are you looking at your man right next to you? Yeah. Like, let me look at that real quick. Cause but yeah, man, it's weird when you go down this rabbit hole of how do you get in tech, or how do I get this job straight out of high school or college or whatever the case is, or it's just really just my tidbit of advice, and you touched on it as well. Just continue to do your research. Like, you want to figure out what steps you need to take in order to get to where you want to go. If you want to be a project manager in IT, how do I be a project manager in IT? Prerequisites in Google. That's going to give you the preliminary answers of what you need. So then you can go find somebody that's in there, have a conversation. Hey, can I sit 5 minutes with you? And you just kind of.
You touched on something that I wanted to talk about is once I got to Microsoft, I had so many people reach out to me for like that same thing.
Yeah.
Like, yo, how did you get there?
How you get there?
What's the information? How do I get there? And like, bro, it takes 5 seconds to send somebody something on LinkedIn. You don't know how far you can actually get with just hitting somebody up on LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. And this is a true story. A friend of mine, you ever heard of Bryant Support Black Colleges?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, shout out to Corey. But he like wanted his clothes in 2K. And he wanted to put like the hoodies and the shorts.
Oh, in the game. Yeah. Okay, dang, dope.
So he spent days looking for like the people who handle the stuff on 2K. Mm-hmm. And was DMing people all of Instagram. Mm-hmm. And within a week or two, he found the guy that controls it. He said, hey, send me your files over. And it got put on 2K.
As I see. And he would have never even crossed paths with that guy if he didn't do his leg work.
Yeah, if you don't do the leg work, then it don't mean nothing. The same way if any of you guys want to be, now granted, you ain't gonna get in touch with CEOs.
No. But you can at least find out who knows that CEO or whatever.
And poke their brain or poke somebody who's on the path and like look at where CEOs used to be, managers or innovation or analysts, whatever those particular, whatever CEO you're a fan of or whatever it may be or what position, those bigger positions, you're not gonna be able to talk to a president. You're not gonna be able to get in touch with the principal or the senior guy, but figure out where he was before and talk to those people. Talk to them about how they got there. Because that, of course, obviously that's a stepping stone to be where they are. But you got to just reach out, man. The network is what you make of it, and create a bigger one. Like it takes 5 seconds, bro. LinkedIn is amazing when it comes to just talking to people, reaching out.
Facts.
Man. I've met so many people on LinkedIn and gotten so many more ideas to just do stuff. So
that's a bit. That's a bit. Now, kind of segueing over to, like, I know you mentioned you coach. I assume that's basketball.
nah, man, I coach lacrosse, bro.
Oh, well, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to assume here.
Nah, man, of course, yeah, I coach basketball, man.
So is it college, high school, middle school? What is that?
Middle school, man. Actually, stumbled upon it because of you. You introduced me to a friend of mine, actually also named Tykwaan. He coached middle school basketball, so we kind of connected, came out.
The network. See how you see that?
Just using the network, man. I think we was at dinner one night, and I just kind of mentioned it. He's like, I know somebody who.
Yeah.
Let's do it. But yeah, that middle school, man. And personally, even if you told me it was a high school coach, I ain't ready for high school. So did the ball game.
So you seeing middle school kids now? I don't think I asked you this. So was your parents? Did your parents push you to play basketball, or was it something that you wanted just to do personally? Like,
I actually started playing basketball sophomore year of high school.
Oh, so you just kind of quote unquote later to start the game than all others.
I tried out for the team. 8th grade, I played on the team because I was new to it. I had just moved to Atlanta 7th grade.
Oh yeah, true.
Semester. And like, I went to that school and like, bro, I spent the whole summer not doing nothing. I had no friends. I didn't know nobody.
Right.
And
coming from some, yeah.
You know me, you know I don't talk to nobody I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, so that's just always been me as a kid. So I'm not finna just be doing that. So I was like, okay, 8th grade came around, started seeing people, and I was like, okay, like, you know what? I'll try for the team. It'll be some way to meet people, make friends.
Right.
So I made the team. I didn't do nothing, bro. I just came to practice every day. 9th grade, I didn't play basketball at all. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of want to play basketball. Like, I kind of want to play, get better. So sophomore year of high school, tried out, made the JV team, played mostly JV, played a little bit of varsity.
Okay.
Once the JV season was over, and I kind of trickled off into both. So like, I practiced with both. But yeah, it was never like my parents was like, yo, you should play basketball or something that. Dude, didn't play as a kid, didn't do reg, didn't do little league, none of that.
But ended up, started basketball, got out of it, got back into it, and now playing at a collegiate level. So that just shows the show, like, you know, that hard work. I assume that was a lot of practice, a lot of hard work to kind of, you know, you really only had two years, like 2 years and some change really of trying to. Was playing basketball in college something you wanted to do, or just kind of just felt?
By the end of junior year, I was like, oh, I'm pretty good at basketball.
Right.
I could get paid to play basketball. Like by junior year, you know, we had another guy on my team that's a pretty high prospect. His name is Ivy Toomer. He actually ended up going to Bucknell. And he plays overseas now. I think he's in Georgia.
Okay, nice.
But like, yeah, me and him was hooping against overseas players our junior and senior year. Like, we was consistently around the guy.
Who was at those guys was at the higher level than y'all were at the time.
Yeah, like we were consistently around the NBA bound players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we playing with those guys all the time. So it's like, oh, shit. Like,
y'all keeping up with them at y'all age, yeah.
We can hoop. Like, if you hear about Grady High School, you hear about Opportunity and Tykwaan. Like, that's just what it was when we was in high school. So, like, yeah, it was just kind of crazy. And so I was like, I think I can go to college for this. So then senior year, man, I just...
Balled out.
Yeah, I just started doing it, man. I averaged like 20 and 10. And... Yeah,
just kind of went through there and, like, you know, kind of fell in.
Finding the balance, finding what schools I wanted to go to and what offers I could get. Didn't have a lot of traction on the basketball side because, I mean, it was me and Ivy. We didn't really have nobody else coming. So, like, you know, but I would every now and then steal an offer from another kid. Like, the coach came out to see him at another school and catch a little interest. And then hit my mom, hit my dad or something.
Right.
You know?
They see you doing something. So.
Yeah, a little workout, and that just kind of trickled onto that. And then once I got to college, I was like, nah, I'm a pro basketball player. Maybe not and I was like, maybe not the NBA, you know what I'm saying?
But definitely like overseas. You've played with those guys before, so you kind of know what.
Yeah, like I can get paid to do this. So like, you know, I was blessed to be around NBA guys all through college.
Mm-hmm.
You know, got to work out with Dwight, been in open gyms with like Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, guys like that, and just was able to just have fun playing basketball, be around some high level.
Right, high level talent, yeah, for sure. So being a now middle school coach, seeing those guys play, and you actually playing the game as well, do you think that this is where now they need to start taking it serious, or can they wait until high school, kind of like similar to you? Could they wait to high school to kind of turn their game up some? Is it still time, or they need to kind of lock in now to better?
I'm very biased because there's two ways. One, I think everybody's starting basketball a little earlier because you have to. I think
To be competitive.
Yeah,
Okay.
to be competitive and kind of keep up with where the game is going today. Way more people are playing basketball. Way more people are trying to be professionals, and everybody's big as hell. Like
Early.
Back in the day, bro, you had 1 or 2 6'6" guys.
Yep. And then they couldn't move either. They really couldn't move.
You got, bro. I was hooping the other day. What is it? Myers Park. A few of the kids from Myers Park pulled up. They got two pretty nice high school kids. One of them like 6'5", the other one like 6'7". And they pulled up in there and was hooping, and like one of them just dunked everything.
And typically when they was big back in the day, they was like heavy set too. Now these kids be tall and kind of either built or they lanky, so they can still move. Like
it's just crazy to me. Like these kids are huge now, bro. Like I'm like, he had like a sleeve, so I'm like, yo, where you play at? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
a leg sleeve,
like
tatted.
He tatted on the arm. So
in high school.
Yeah, like these kids.
See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2K players, boy, you know what I mean?
The only time you would see a nigga tatted in high school, you knew he was from the trenches or some shit. That was it.
And they only used to just have this right here. They wouldn't have.
You have a little elbow or something. They weren't really having sleeves and shit. These young niggas is having sleeves. Like, I see Mikey have a full fucking sleeve. I'm like, look, that's cool and all, but that's crazy to me. You don't even give yourself time to kind of fill it out.
They want to go. They gotta be the appearance of the best. That is what it is.
That's cool. But like I'm like, yeah, like he look a little, these young niggas look old now, so like I'm like, yo, like, where you play at? Where you would play overseas? I'm like, you play basketball.
You have the build.
Yeah, I can tell you play basketball every day. This is not you don't come here to just hoop. I can tell you play basketball every day. He's like, oh, I go to Myers Park. I'm like, go to? What college is that?
Right.
He's like, no, that's the high school.
Oh.
So, I did my research or whatever, and, they national ranked.
Yeah.
Like,
but they sponsored by Jordan?
I don't know. I think they Nike. If I'm not mistaken,
I know they got. I just know they got nice athletic wear at that school.
They but yeah, they like number 15 in the country right now.
I remember when I used to work at Finish Line, them boys used to come in there and they wear their suits, like their warm up suits and stuff, and I just be like, yo, boy got a size 15, size 16. Come on now, this is regular Finish Line, the outlet at that. Yeah, like, what y'all doing, man?
Like, it might be one pair of 15.
Right. Here, bro. And then they gonna be some Bobos, some lemons, bro.
Yeah, like, you might get a pair of Hirachis in the 60s.
Exactly. That's it. But so you just have to, I guess, how do you feel about parents pushing their kids to, I know a lot of kids now are pushed and placed in sport and put in these hard workout programs, regimens at an early age so they can, quote unquote, get their family out the hood. Like I know my kid I'm gonna make them be D1 bound, NBA, NFL. Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I love the idea of, you know, pushing your kid to have that mental toughness because, like, I was watching the other day, I think, I don't know where I saw this at, and I don't even know if it's all the way accurate, talking about LeBron and Bronny's workout schedule. Like, and how Bronny is now working out with LeBron, how LeBron works out. And it's like, that makes sense because, again, LeBron is in the NBA, so he's able to show him what the NBA track record is.
Yeah, I can show you. I've lived it.
Yeah, and LeBron has some of the best longevity there is in the game of basketball. He's been able to do it for so long at a particular level that most guys can't even do it at 23. 24.
Exactly.
But I think parents see those contracts and that money, but they don't see the player. You know, like you see guys getting $10-15 million a year. You see guys even in the G League getting paid $500,000 $2 million two-way contracts.
That money talk.
And that's lit. Most people don't even make $500,000 in 10 years. You know?
Right.
So that money can kind of pollute the idea, but it's like they don't know how much work that is. They don't know how much strain on the body that is. And just overall, just overworking them. Like, bro, like I said, I told my ACL, I was meeting little kids, 13,
Already done got banged up bodies.
11, 14, ACL tears.
No,
tears,
man, that's
like Achilles tears.
and they not even fully grown yet.
And my therapist, the physical therapist, kind of telling me it's good that, you know, because it'll heal better.
Yeah, it'll grow while they're growing, but
you know,
still
like you're the most limber you ever been. Like
basically.
you'll ever be at 11, 12.
That's wild.
Limber you ever be, and you are tearing ACL already. It just shows how much work. And I was talking to my man Kevin. He also he's a trainer. He trains basketball on the side, but we be hooping, and it's just like, bro, these kids don't have breaks anymore. It was like you had AAU in the summer, and you had basketball that fall to spring.
Mm-hmm.
You got that whole little the beginning of spring, because by March Madness, pretty much high school is over. So February. It's February, March Madness. That's when March is hard stop. Basketball's over. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you got April, May, and then some of June to just take a break. And then you start traveling. You start, AAU. AAU go from to July. And then August, you get it ready for school. By October, you're doing, conditioning. So it's just that regimen.
You're constantly in that basketball mode.
Yeah, but you're getting time off. But these kids now, bro, year round. I got one of my kids. He's playing and practicing every day with us, and then he got AAU games on the weekend.
That's what I'm saying. They're always engulfed into that basketball. They don't that kind of becomes that's all they know. So it is crazy, especially at a young age. Your dedication is. It could be forced. Hopefully it's not forced. Hopefully it's something they want to do. But I definitely hear a lot of parents oh no, my kid gonna do this.
Bro, and it throws me off because that's fine, but these parents ain't doing the research, bro. For instance, I'll take my team, and I use them is because all these kids from different backgrounds. We have one Asian kid, we have a few white kids, we got a few black boys, and then we have 2-3 Indian kids on the team as well.
Okay.
So all completely different.
Melting pot.
Yeah, a real melting pot basketball team. But with that, through all this, and I know most of these parents want their kids to play basketball, high school, so college. It's none of them ain't doing the research to do the things outside of basketball, ice baths, ice in the body,
the recovery,
massages, the recovery, the mental fortitude, the other things of taking care of your body, eating right, stuff like that. And I mean, of course, they're in 7th grade, so like they're not waking up every day.
Yeah,
And
right.
going to the massage therapist. And
Like the older, yeah, like older, yeah.
Yeah, but also it's like those are things you have to be ready for as a parent if you want your kid to be there to the next level, because that's how you take care of your body. You got it. And look at these guys in the NBA. We have all this science, all this other stuff, all these doctors, and people are getting injured more than ever.
Yeah.
Hamstrings, hips, quads, like people tear all type of stuff.
That's crazy. That's wild, man.
So, I mean, I think parents got to do it. I mean, it's everybody's job. I mean, if you want your kid to play basketball, I'm not that person. I have no say so on that.
Yep.
Push your kid to play basketball. Make sure that they love it. Make sure that they like to do it, because it will become a job.
And that's when we got to go back what you said earlier. That passion becomes a job. Are you still in love with it? Because I feel like once that love's lost, then at that point, yeah, enjoyment's gone. Yeah.
One of those persons, I preach to them that all the time. Because like I work out with my kids. I show them rules. We do stuff together, and they're like, oh, like you actually play basketball. I'm like, yeah, like I love the game. Like, I love watching it. I love playing it. I love being able to work out still and do stuff. So it's like, with that, teaching them all the aspects of it, like, what it means to love the game. How much do you like the game? Like, do you think you want to play in high school? Telling them,
starting those conversations early.
Like, telling them how it's going to be different. Like, it's not going to be like this in high school. Like the talent, like how spread out the talent is in middle school. It's going to be even more spread out and even more bigger gaps in high school.
Right.
Middle school, like everybody's like, you got a few kids that are really good. You got a few kids that are good, but mostly everybody's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's middle school. That's how
the baseline is typically everybody.
Like that's where everybody's starting to play basketball. I tell them, I'm like, bro, but once you get to high school, you're going to have kids that are dominated.
Yeah. They're pretty much the top tier,
Yeah, like you'll see them and you'll know them, and like it's going to be a lot of those. There's going to be a lot of good players. Bad players don't make high school teams. Like
not anymore. I say not anymore.
Yeah, like bad players don't make high school teams. It's a lot of kids that are on the bench somewhere that could be starting at another school.
At another school, yep.
So like I try to tell them that all the time. Like high school is a completely different beast, and like especially here, South Carolina, North Carolina, all these damn schools. That's also something I'm not used to. It's
all the schools, yeah.
All these damn schools here. It's mad schools here. Mad places you could go to play basketball and
True.
Have competition at. So.
Very true. So we the name of this podcast or talk or conversation is P.O.P. It's progression over perfection. And since you're the first guest on the P.O.P., I just want to kind of get your insight on what's the word progression mean for you? And that's fine. It's not a trick. It's just kind of just when you hear the word progression, like what's like moving forward, or just like you said earlier, like it's okay to be stagnant sometimes and like be okay with that. Like that doesn't mean you're not going to progress forward, or just like even like our whole talk today, like you started from here and now you're there. Like those whole years was just progression. Like I didn't hear you go backwards, not once. I mean, yeah, you took that break from basketball, but you still sounded like that was still an interest. You still pursued it, and you just kept moving forward with what you had. And
to that point, I think progression one is moving forward, but I also think progression is, and this is just my take on progression is just understanding, knowing where you want to go, understanding where you're trying to go.
Knowing the path.
Yeah, like, because there are some days where you're going to be stagnant, some days where you ain't get shit done, some days where you don't even have any fucking idea what's going on.
Right.
But having an idea where you want to be, you always have something to move towards. Right? And if you're always walking forward towards it, there's always a goal, there's always an understanding of where you want to be. That's progress.
That's true.
I think that's what progression is.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Well, that's all we got, man. Like, I appreciate you, sitting down, chopping it up with me. This is the first of many. And, is there anything that you want to leave the people with on your last?
We want to appreciate being the first guest. It's an honor, man. It's an honor to be here. I know you've been talking about this creation and bringing this to life for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So it's dope to be a part of it and be a part of, kind of watching how this grows as you continue to do it. But I'll leave the people with, you guys have kind of heard some of my story, of course. There's more to everything that's said, but, try to get better every day, be you. And it's okay to be stagnant, it's okay to not be doing anything. It's okay to not be moving right now, because, I always use this analogy, but your car needs gas. Sometimes you run out of gas, you don't got no money for gas, you can't put no gas in your car, then it won't move. So sometimes we all need gas, sometimes we don't got money for gas, sometimes we don't got time to get gas.
Oh, that's deep.
It's okay to be stagnant, it's okay to not move. You'll move when you need to, you'll move when you're ready. Just take that however you want to take that, but my little sauce to go.
Dang, that was deep, y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all write that down. That was tough, man. Gotta have that gas for sure. All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.